Hello and welcome back to Music Mitra. My name is Bindu Nair and this is a channel where we discuss simple concepts about Carnatic music. Today's topic is how should a student of music practice her or his lessons. So let me first tell you that a daily regimen, a disciplined daily regimen of practice is the main fundamental requirement to learn any art form. There is no shortcut to this. When you see somebody sing beautifully or play an instrument beautifully, what you're seeing is the end product. You don't see the hours of practice, rigorous practice that has gone behind that performance. So if you have the desire to be a good singer or do justice to your music lessons, you have to find that time on a daily basis. Maybe initially just half an hour to start with, and later on when you get serious about learning music, we need to dedicate at least 1 hour of our daily time for music, and that is when you will start seeing the results. That's when it starts getting excited, your confidence level will improve, and then when you sit in the class or try to learn something new, you are more competent to grasp the new lessons. Excuse the sound around me today, there's some construction going around, so I just can't help it. So we have to bear with the sound today. And so today's is an encouraging message for students of music, including my students, to all students out there. If you want to see results, you have to put in daily consistent effort. I don't know whether you know the story of Milo. Milo is a mythological character, or a legendary character who's supposed to be very strong, and he could lift a buffalo. So how did that happen? The story goes that when Milo was very young, the buffalo gave birth to a baby buffalo in his farm, and he went and lifted the baby buffalo or the calf. Is that possible? Yes, everybody can do it, right? But what Milo did different was he used to go and lift that calf every single day. So what happened? Every single day the calf would grow by a few grams, or maybe less than a kilo, and as Milo kept lifting the calf, Milo's muscles kept growing in the same fashion, and one fine day, over months, the calf was a full-grown buffalo, and Milo could still lift the buffalo, and that's why the legend says he was such a strong man. But looking back at the story, is there something different that he did which none of us would have thought of doing? It's his daily effort. Because he grew, his muscles grew in relation to the growth of the buffalo, making it so natural for him to lift such a heavy weight which otherwise would have been impossible. Exactly the same way, if you can do daily little bit, a small bit of growth every day in your music, in your musical skills, learn something new, do a little bit more of voice exercise, and then over a period of time you'll see the impossible becoming possible. Things you thought you could never sing, you'll be able to sing. But what happens if you just sit 1 or 2 days in a week, which most people do? You will still have progress, but it will not be a visible progress that you would want to see. The growth that you would want to have will not happen if you do once a week or twice a week or thrice a week. It's the daily consistent effort that matters. So highly encourage all students of music to find that time, including myself. It's a challenge, I'll tell you, it's a challenge. But we have to find that time of the day whenever we are, not tied up with other things. It should be a quiet time where we can fully focus on our music, not in between something, TV is running and then you're sitting down to practice. No, not like that. Or you have errands happening, people are ringing the bell, phone is ringing, and you cannot sit in the middle and practice. So find a time where there is least amount of disturbance. Ideally it would be the morning hours, but if you cannot do, maybe late in the evening or whatever time in your schedule you can fit in. That is the time, and I tell you that time will give you so much of relaxation, so much of mental peace, that at the end of that practice you will feel so good that you have done not only for your music but also good as your mind will be, your mood will be enhanced, you feel happier, you feel more satisfied. All that comes if you do it on a daily basis. So that is one thing. Daily practice is very important. Now, what do we do when we sit down to practice? How does one practice? The biggest mistake most students do, I see with my students also, they will sit down to practice, but they will only focus on what they are currently learning in class, their new lesson, and that's it. Once that is done, close the book and go. That is not the way one should do. Music practice, there's a word for it, it's called sadhana. Sadhana is nothing but dedicated, it's like meditation, dedicated, you can't call it penance, but it is something like that, you have to focus on different aspects of your music. So I would suggest, what I do or what I tell my students to do is divide that time. Suppose you sit for 1 hour. You should have a structured way of practicing, not just singing some random things, and that is not called as sadhana or practice. When you sit down to practice, you should use the first 10 minutes, minimum 10 minutes, to improve your voice. So there are voice culture exercises. I have done many videos in the past for voice training exercises. You may please go back and watch them if you don't have any idea of what voice training is. There are dedicated exercises including singing your basic lessons like Sarali Varse, Jente Varse in Akara, Ikara, Makara, etc. There are pyramid exercises where you get fluency with the notes. There are tumbling, stepping, those kind of swara exercises like voice gym, it's called notes gym. You go up and down the notes. All that singing. Then there's Briga Sadhaka Varises, where you improve the Briga singing. That is where you can modulate your voice to fast phrases. So all these improve the quality of your singing, your voice, your breath control, your stability of your voice, tone of your voice. All that will get improved with this 10 minutes of voice gym. Then the next 20 minutes should be focused on revising your old lessons. So if you are a beginner, you can revise whatever, Geetam, Sarali Varse, Jente Varse, Alankara, 3-speed practice, all that, and memorizing all the old lessons. Only when we sing something 100 times will it go from a superficial memory to a permanent memory. Anything when you sing with a book in front of you, you have not learnt it. Only when you can close the book and sing something, that's when you have actually learnt it. So when we close the book and sing, we see that so many things we still need the help of the book. That means we have not finished our study of that particular lesson or piece. So we need to go back and sing all our old lessons in a systematic way. Like today, if I am taking 4 Sarali Varse, first 2 Jente Varses, first 2 Alankarams, 2 Geetams or something like that. Next day I will focus on the next. You understand? So in a rotation we keep singing so we don't miss out. So over a month you would have touched upon everything that you have learned. Even when you go forward, when you are even in Varnam level, you still need to practice your basic lessons every day, either in Akara or in the normal Swara pattern, because we cannot leave that. Many students do this mistake. Oh, I'm in Varnam, so I don't do Sarali Varse or Jente Varse. No, that is your fundamental, the hold you have on music is your 7 Swaras. And the more we perfect our 7 Swaras singing, that is when you will see that you will improve your music. And you need not sing it in Maya Malavagola. Later on, as you grow in your music learning, you're comfortable with other Melakarta ragas like Kalyani, Shankarabharanam. You can do your basic lessons in that also. Okay, so 20 minutes for revising your old lessons. Then the next half an hour is what we use for learning a new lesson, perfecting it, practicing it as many times as we can so that we master it for good. We don't need the book after 1 or 2 weeks. It's permanent here. So that is how one should do the practice, and I hope all music students who are listening today will take this cue from me and make your teachers very happy and proud, because this is one thing all of us teachers face in today's world. You know, children, they are such talented kids, but they don't have the patience to practice every day, and because of that I tell them the train is stuck in one station, the train doesn't move forward. Why? Because you're repeating the same thing every class, because you have not perfected what you did in the last few classes, because you've not spent the time on it, you've not moved it from your temporary memory to your permanent memory. So that is something each student has to take it upon himself or herself, that the teacher cannot do for you. It's your voice, you have to work on it. It's your brain that is going to assimilate the music, and you have to do it. The teacher can only be a guide. The teacher can just show you the way. You have to take the steps. You have to move forward. Okay? So with this message, I wish all of you a wonderful musical future. Learn well. Sing every day. It's not only going to help you with your music, but it will also help you with your state of mind. Music is meditation. Music is happiness. Okay, so I'll see you soon in another video. Until then, bye, and please do subscribe and share this video so that we can spread the joy of music to more people. Let's encourage more people to sing every day and stay happy every day. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon in another video. Bye for now.